What's up, everybody? This is JCTV Zimbabwe. I'm going to be live here with Mr. Tinashe Jonas. Is going to be joining us very, very soon. Today, we are talking about the United States of America's elections. And this is one of the most interesting topics that is trending on Twitter, on Facebook, and all other social media platforms. What do you think is going to happen between President Donald Trump and the nominee from the Democrats, Mr. Joe Biden? And we are going to have Mr. Mr. Tinashe Jonas help us unpack this election. So if you are just watching this, we're not going to be long here. We're going to be here for just a couple of minutes, but because we don't want to talk exhaust much, there is a lot that is actually going on internet, and the people of America are speaking about this. So whilst you're waiting for Mr. Tinashe Jonas, please, what is your thoughts? Who do you think has gotten this one? Do you think it's Donald Trump who has gotten this one, or it's Mr. Joe Biden that has gotten this one? If you are watching us here on Facebook, please share this with your friends and family. If you're watching this on YouTube, also share this video. We are talking about the United States of America's elections. Who do you think is going to take this one? These are the two gentlemen that are going head to head today on this election. And this election, there's votes that are being counted in Pennsylvania, and there are votes that are being counted in others in Nevada, and there are also swing states that have been, that are still being counted. So tell me what you think on the comment section. I'd really love to hear your thoughts and your comments on this one as we wait Mr. Tinashe Jonas to join us very, very soon. So please stay on JCTV Zimbabwe as we bring you these updates. And there are other platforms where these people are talking about, but I also want to dwell on why is this happening right now, that Trump is saying that he's going to go to court. This is what Donald Trump is saying, that they are going to go to court on this issue. So I really want to hear your thoughts on that one. I'm just waiting for Mr. Tinashe Jonas to show up so that we can delve into this topic. Hope you are enjoying this broadcast. Everyone else that is joining us on JCTV Zimbabwe. If you're watching this as a rebroadcast, you know what to do. Share this video with your family and friends. So that is what it is today. If you can hear me, please just say hello, hello, hello. Right, Mr. Elisha M. The comparison is like comparing apples and bananas. Chamisa clearly won the election and Trump seems to be losing. Trump resembles Mr. Mnangagwa. That is from Elisha M. I'm waiting for Mr. Tinashe Jonas to show up so that we can continue with this discussion. The reason why I brought this subject was that we wanted to see, because immediately the tweet that was posted by Trump saying that he has won the election, on the night of this, the counting down and counting of the votes. That is also the similar issue that happened with Nelson Chamisa. He said we've won emphatically. We're just waiting for Zek to do the right thing. And you know what ended up happening? I'm not saying that Nelson Chamisa, what he did, every politician, they're optimistic about their race to the presidency. They're always optimistic, but there are some statements that they are not allowed even by the electoral codes of many countries, be it in South Africa, be it in Zimbabwe, that you're not supposed to announce. They have to wait for the official word of the electoral commission that will be dealing with the elections of the day. So
I'm just waiting for Mr. Jonasi. Mr. Jonasi, if you can hear me, please get on the link so that we can start to talk about this. But in the meantime, those that are right here, let us talk about these subjects. Miss Costi TV. How are you, Mazimai Murise? Say, long time. I haven't seen you in a long time. How is UK? It's great to see you here supporting us. Munofara here, Miss Costi TV. Yeah, those that want to join this discussion, please go on this stream, on this link, and let us talk about it. We're waiting for Mr. Jonasi to show up. I know he might be struggling problem with getting this link here, but this is the discussion. I had to start it on time so that we can go ahead with this discussion. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about this. There are a lot of experts in the America and all around the world that are talking about this. But we're just putting our 2 cents into this and see how does this also reflect on Zimbabwe. Some people were saying that there is nothing that is going to change because we got when Barack Obama, who is a Democrat, was in power, people probed for the sanctions to be removed, and that didn't happen. So will it be soft on Zimbabwe if Biden wins? Between these two gentlemen, whom do you think is going to take this one? So I'm just going to show you. Okay, there you go. Okay, there is Mr. Tinashe Jonas. He's there. Mr. Tinashe Jonasi, how are you?
Yeah, how are you?
Yes. Sorry for bringing you a little bit late. I had to start on time so that our viewers who were waiting. But how are you doing today?
I'm very fine.
All right.
But
So,
I'm setting up now.
all right.
Mm,
Okay.
am I good?
Yes. We are. You just need to activate your camera, but we are continuing the discussion. But as you get ready, we are just seeing the figures here that are there right now. These are just figures that we're finding online, but of the House of Representatives, the Democratic Party, and this is the Senate. This is a picture of the Senate of the United States of America. But we are going to continue with this discussion. Mr. Tinashe Jonas, welcome to the program, and we really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.
All right. Yeah. The question that I'd put across is that yesterday we had Mr. Donald Trump coming out, and he said that he has won the election, and he actually said that we are going to let the court processes take its course. But he was saying that he has won the election. But you look at the demeanor that was on his face. It looked somebody who was not happy with what was happening. Do you think Mr. Donald Trump has a point, or he's just making accusations that are unfounded?
Uh, First, there's no election which is 100% correct. Obviously,
Mm.
there will be incidents here and there, but
Yes.
what is important is to look at are those incidents warranting the total condemnation of the whole electoral exercises. So to
Okay.
me, to
Mm.
me, he is refusing to be graceful in loss. He lost. He clearly lost the election, and
Mm.
it's a tactic. It's called the dilemma a strategy. People are actually trained how to do that. Hence, you hear Mr. Nelson Chamisa is claiming to have garnered 2.6 million votes. And if you can ask him where are the 2.6 million votes coming from, he won't give you evidence of that. It's actually a well-known strategy that you declare victory before the elections are announced, and thereby trying to instill a sense of doubt and into the nation. So it's actually the same strategy that Mr. Nelson Chamisa is using.
All right. But say someone might say that everyone is optimistic that they were going to win the election. But I remember I spoke to you the other day when we were at the anti-sanctions march. You mentioned the fact that the people of America might have chosen, but there is a certain number of people that are going to decide this whole thing. We know that there is I do not know what is called, which is going to happen in December, where people are going to decide. That is what is going to authenticate the president who is going to be elected going to be sworn in as the sixth president of the United States of America. How does that work in the case of Donald Trump and Joe Biden?
Yeah, no. Last time I checked, I think Joe Biden was left with maybe 5. Just I mean, for those electoral college, I think he was only left with 5, because the first to reach 270 becomes the president of America.
Okay. Yes. So
they consider that number one. They look at the number of senators in the Congress from a certain state. Secondly, they look at the votes that a candidate, you fair in a state, and then then they calculate the number of those delegates who would make up an electoral college. And then the candidate who reaches 270 becomes the American president. They don't count the popular vote doesn't count in the US.
All right. So then there are states where people like the one that is now in the hot seat. There are two. There is the state of Nevada and the state of Pennsylvania, and they are saying that state of Pennsylvania, it might swing the other way because as I checked, I think in about 30 minutes ago, they were saying that they are left with about 500,000. And in those 500,000, Trump was leading with 116,000 votes. But they were saying that the mail-in votes are the ones that might swing into the way of the Democrats. What is your take on that? Is that something that Donald Trump can use? Because they are saying that they could use that, because they're also saying that there might be some issues in the state of Arizona. Is this something that they can use to bring to the courts to say that Trump, he might have a victory here, or he might have been robbed of victory somewhere or the other? What is your take on that?
To me, it's a joke, because Donald Trump is an incumbent right now. Is a sitting president as we speak. Is the official president of US, which means he is commanding the army, is commanding the CIA, which is the Central Intelligence Agency, is commanding the police. So I mean, for a sitting president to cry foul that you are being rigged by a challenger, to me it's add up to a joke. Because the whole preparation of the election, everything, he was getting obviously intelligence briefing from both the security agencies like the FBI and the CIA. So if you are getting daily intelligence around everything, so are we saying then the whole state machinery was being controlled by the Democrats?
Mr. Trump is going to be. You look at the numbers that I posted earlier on. You look at he's going to be controlling. You look at this. This is the House of Representatives. I wanted to bring something here. the Senate, it looks like it's swinging on the way of the Republicans. What does this mean if Joe Biden wins this one? What does it mean for the Republicans? If Joe Biden has got some of his electoral promises that he has made, how difficult is it going to be for him to implement those laws if it continues like this?
Yeah, no, it's always very difficult when you are a sitting president and the parliament or the senate is staffed with the members of the opposition. It means they can politically frustrate every policy, every bill. It becomes it's a huge challenge. Normally, a president of the country must have the majority of senators in the Congress.
Okay. Then let's come to the issue of the between these two. Do you think that there is going to be a bit of magnanimity on to the cases of Africa? Because we see when Mr. Trump came into power, probably his policy on Africa was slightly different, or it was actually an opposite of what Mr. Barack Obama was. Do you think there is going to be a bit of magnanimity in looking into Africa with Mr. Biden if he takes this one?
Personally, I think the win, Joe Biden's win, would be better for Africa because he is humble, he is level-headed. But Mr. Donald Trump is very arrogant, and he talks about America first, and any other country or continent second or third. So I think a win for Biden would be better for Africa because he is an engaging person, he's a listening person.
Okay, there we are having it, viewers and listeners. We are having Mr. Tinashe Jonas. We are talking about the United States of America elections that are currently being counted as we speak. And we saw yesterday Mr. Donald Trump coming out and saying that there is some election, fraud that is happening, and he was ordered people to stop. But we have seen that over the past 24 hours, there have been, a bit of dragging into pursuing that route. Then let us look at the, okay, there's Mr. Judd with me. Okay, this is Modimukwena True Elisha. Then let us look at what is happening in the elections, the ones that we had here in Zimbabwe. There was this issue of vote rigging, and we saw what Mr. Nelson Chamisa did and all of that. If they are going to head to court, do you really think that we are going to see almost the repeat of what happened with Mr. Nelson Chamisa? They were brought to the Constitutional Court and they could not provide the V11s. And we found out because Nelson Chamisa was saying that they've won 2.6 million and and all that contestations that happened. Are we going to see the humiliation of Mr. Donald Trump, or we are going to see something changing in the process? What is your prediction? Do you think that it's going to swing the other way? Because some people they are saying that we're praying for Donald Trump. We're going to see probably the court coming into play. What is your prediction looking at what is happening at this point in time? Are we going to see what happened in Zimbabwe, or we're going to see a different case scenario?
We are going to see the embarrassment of Donald Trump, because I'm forgetting the state. I'm forgetting the state. Today, there's a state that the Republicans challenged the election result, citing that the Republicans observers were restricted to 30 feet in terms of observing, and they were not. I think they were either allowed the binoculars or they were not allowed. So they cited that and they filed a lawsuit, and then they lost the lawsuit, and then they were claiming that the judge was a Democrat judge. So already they've been hammered in one state. I'm forgetting the name of the state. but a lawsuit was filed, and then they lost it. What what they are saying is basically they are saying the postal votes are prone to
go
fraud.
to the Democrats.
And secondly, they are also claiming that their observers are restricted on average 30 feet away from they are not really seeing if the ballots are signed and if they are authentic. They assume the ballots are being coming directly from the DNC, from the Democratic Party, fake ballots. So that's what they are saying, and then obviously they don't have tangible evidence, because if you say they were restricted to 30 feet, and then what is the guarantee that the ballots were fake? The court would be interested in knowing, are the ballots fake, and then the owners are on them to prove that the ballots are fake, or they are, I mean, authentic. So they can't prove that. They just have videos that shows that their observers were restricted to an average of 30 feet from the ballots.
All right. Are we going to see Mr. Trump conceding defeat? We know in 2008, when Senator McCain lost to Barack Obama, he immediately, accepted the defeat. And the same which happened in 2016 when Hillary Clinton lost to Barack Obama, she immediately, conceded defeat. Do you see Mr. Trump accepting defeat? Do you see him, being there at the inauguration in January, saying that he's giving the torch to the incoming president, Mr. Joe Biden? Do you see that happening?
Already we are, I mean, we are already introduced to who is Mr. Trump, because by already filing lawsuits after lawsuits in different states, already is proving that, and by announcing that he won even from yesterday, and this whole election is a fraud, already is refusing to accept defeat.
In your own view, probably maybe you've got friends or people that are in the States. What are they saying? I know it comes the issue of race, that Donald Trump was kind of like, he was, some accused him of being a racist. Some, they say that he was not so firm on the Black Lives Matter. Do you think it played a part on him losing this election to the Democrats?
Generally, Republicans are conservative. They are people who resist change, and then the Democrats are open-minded. Hence, they produced the first Black American president in Barack Obama, and now the vice president, the running mate of Joe Biden, this woman, I'm forgetting her name. She's a woman of color. We can possibly call her black. So
yes.
The previous administration of the Democrats had a president who was of color. Now the incoming, if they win, they've got a vice president of color. So in terms of race, tribe and stuff, the Democrats, they are playing their game very well. And secondly, their politics is politics of inclusivity. They talk of unity. Mr. Donald Trump, undoing number one is the very arrogant. Number two is coronavirus. How he handled the coronavirus is seen as a total disaster and a total failure. And people then they start doubting if you can be a good president if their lives and their health are at stake. So I think the coronavirus emergency, the war management plan of the coronavirus, it was in shambles, and I mean, it is total undoing.
Lastly, Mr. Jonas, as we wrap this up, what do you think is going to happen to the policies of Mr. Biden if he comes into power? Want to look at the issue of how he is going to handle the issue of because he promised his electorate that he was going to increase taxes, he was going to the coronavirus fund. I was talking to one man from America today, and he was saying that in my heart I have Biden, but in my wallet I have Donald Trump. That this scenario, what do you think is going to play out in the presidency of Joe Biden? Do you think he's going to bring some positives into America? Because some people might have said Trump was like this, was somebody who was arrogant and somebody who lied a lot. And but they say that the economy was moving in a right direction. Do you think that we're going to see the economy maybe going south with the president of Joe Biden? Do you think that is going to happen as some people are predicting?
Without taking anything away from Donald Trump is a shrewd businessman, and he knows how to negotiate a deal. Under Donald Trump, US was going to the economy was going to be very performing because we know what he did in terms of bringing big corporate American companies back in America from other countries like Mexico. We know how he sanctioned China in terms of Huawei, the cell phone, which was threatening the dominance of iPhone. In terms of driving the American economy to the right direction, I can say Donald Trump was the best in terms of the economy. Now Biden maybe is going to come in as a unifier to try to bring Americans together as a moderate president. But in terms of economy, Joe won't compete with Donald Trump.
That is Mr. Tinashe Jonas here for you, ladies and gentlemen. What is your last word, say, as we look at this whole scenario? What is your last word as we part with the viewers? What is your last word concerning the issue of elections? Maybe on the democracy of it. Can we say that maybe in Zimbabwe, our democracy, comparing it to America, are we anywhere near, or we are still miles away from realizing what America is doing? What is your comparison as we close up, Mr. Jonas?
Democracy is a fantasy. There's no country in the world that has got that is the whole citizens of the country can be happy with democracy. For example, right now, in the Trump campaign team, they don't see any democracy, and Joe Biden, who is enjoying a lead, who is enjoying democracy. So democracy, people they look at democracy from personal party interest. Democracy is not viewed as something of national interest. So a loser will always complain, and a winner would always, sing democracy songs. So democracy it lacks the universality. People are always selfish, so they look at every situation from their personal or party privilege. But I think it's always good to be graceful in defeat. When you lose, especially when you are a sitting president who was a beneficiary of the same democracy, and that Hillary Clinton was graceful in defeat, he was supposed to follow suit.
But one might say, Mr. Jonas, you were in the 2018 elections. Do you what is your takeaway? Because you said in the 2018 elections you won, and you said you are the one that has been elected. Looking back at 2018 elections, what is something that you can pick up or something that you think you have learned in this whole situation?
Okay, on record, 2018, I didn't contest the elections.
Yeah.
But I protested that the election was lacking reforms. Thereby,
Okay.
to me, I treated it as a ZANU-PF Congress. And
Mm.
because I was not a member of ZANU-PF, then
Mm.
I didn't participate in the election. I protested the lack of reforms, and I declared
Mm.
myself the civilian president. But
Okay.
going forward,
Mm.
there's no need of leaders to fight. If we really want to save one country called Zimbabwe, we want to save
Mm.
one citizens, one infrastructure, one national anthem, one flag. There's no need of leaders to fight to save one country, but they must complement and engage and unite to save one country.
On JCTV Zimbabwe. Thank you so much, sir, for coming through on such a short notice and giving us your thought on the US elections, one of the biggest superpower in the world. So we really thank you for coming to the show. Hopefully, we are going to see what is going to come in the next few days. Probably, we're going to see the new president, coming and addressing us on this whole election. But all the same, we want to thank you, sir, for coming to this show. We really appreciate your thoughts on this whole election.
Thank you so much for inviting me to your platform.
All right. That was Mr. Tinashe Jonas from Ideal Zimbabwe coming to us here and telling us about the elections in the USA. What is your thoughts? What do you think? Do you think Mr. Biden is going to go with this one, or it is a foregone issue for Mr. Trump? This is what is happening in the news, and I can see American stations, they are broadcasting this day and night, day and night. And the common issue that I'm hearing is that Mr. Trump might not be able to concede defeat like other, participants in the other elections that have happened in the past because of his character. Are we going to see him being installed as the president? I'm also hearing other people, Christians and evangelicals, they are saying that we wanted Mr. Trump because of the way how he upholds the statutes of the Bible or the founding um, values of the America through the likes of George Washington, which they say the founding values of America are founded in the Bible. Are we going to see that being? I saw the likes of Jensen Franklin, declaring that we have seen that God is going to choose a president who is going to love America. That is Mr. Trump. And we also saw the likes of TB Joshua coming out and say that the way of the Christians is going to go through. What do you think is going to happen? Tell us what you think on the comment section. Is Trump going to be reinstalled after a court case? This is going to be seen in the coming days. But all the same, this has been your boy JC reminding you that rise up Africa. The world is waiting for you. I'll see you again next time when we bring you other interesting topics on JCTV Zimbabwe. This is bye for now. Good night, and thank you so much.